Hello lovelies, how are we all? This is Lesley, it's the Not Quite Enough Distance vlog. It's Monday, the 20th of September I think. How are we? Got a few minutes before my first appointment of the day, so I thought I would say hello to you lovelies and tell you about my weekend, which was going to be a quiet one and then was busier than I expected. Hope you've all had fun. Hope you're all well. Thank you for all the comments and the contributions. You know how much I value them, I really do. So my weekend, Saturday, met with the family. An opportunity came up to get together for some lunch, and we never turned down an opportunity for food. So we all met together for lunch, which was great. For reasons that are far too complicated to go into, I ended up coming home via Romney Marsh. Now, for those of you who've heard of Romney, fleece, sheep, anything Romney, that's where they come from. It's not that far away from me. I didn't take any photographs or any footage. Firstly, because I was driving, I didn't have my camera with me, and I usually take any journey footage on my actual camera rather than my phone. Oh, excuse me. And the other reason I didn't take any footage is it is very monotonous countryside. The clue is in the name Romney Marsh, and it's just very flat. The most exciting landmarks are either the wind turbines, you know, the wind power turbines, or the nuclear power plant. So it's all about the energy on the marsh, obviously. But yes, it's just very flat, quite monotonous landscape, so didn't take any footage, but that's where Romney sheep come from. And that's why they're quite hardy, because when the wind blows across there, it blows across there quite a pace. No. So that was Saturday. And then Sunday, yesterday, went to the local, they have an annual seafood and wine festival. Obviously it didn't happen last year because nothing happened last year. It should have been called, I think, the Seafood and Gin Festival, because there seem to be more places selling gin than wine. Now, I'm not keen on wine or gin or seafood, but they do other things as well. It was smaller than previous years. I saw some notices about it saying that they were restricting numbers, giving people a bit more space so that folks could feel a little safer and more comfortable. It is an outdoor event, so that helps, that you don't feel as if you're stuck in a room with lots of other people. And it's essentially a showcase for local producers of food and wine and drinks. So it might be makers of specific things. There was a bakery there was a chocolate place, which I've looked into for purely scientific research purposes, obviously. And there were also local restaurants and hospitality venues there. The local catering department of the college has a place there, and they sell food, sort of like street food type stuff. So that was all good fun. Himself had a fish curry. I had a sort of dirty meal. It was brisket with like barbecue sauce, mustard, cheese sauce and stuff. So that was all rather pleasant. We then had an ice cream from the chocolate place. Now the photograph looks like my ice cream, which was in the cone, is much, much bigger than the ice cream in the tub, which belonged to himself. This is not the case. They were the same size. It's just that it was the angle of the camera and how I was holding everything. So, not that it would matter if it was bigger, but I just want to clarify that they're not. Yeah, so that was yesterday, and obviously the food was good because I came home and slept for 2 hours. You know me, do like a nap. So that was kind of it for the weekend, really. This week, what have I got? Lots of stuff, probably. I've got, just one ceremony this week. That's today. Blimey. But I do have visits and things going on for people that I've got to go and see for ceremonies next week. So lots of work, just not the end result. Yeah, so we are drumming tonight. First rehearsal indoors. I will be wearing a mask. We're only rehearsing for a short amount of time, and I know a lot of people aren't coming along because it's indoors, which is completely understandable. We're in this really strange sort of situation at the moment that we're doing stuff, but we're not doing stuff. It's been left up to the individual, which means that folks are reliant on their own judgment as to how safe they feel. And that is perfectly reasonable for people to do whatever is right for them. And I guess because I'm used to going to taking ceremonies, being in rooms with other people where I have my mask on, I feel quite comfortable doing that. Folks who have been more contained, working from home, not been seeing lots of people, may find that rather unnerving and are choosing not to attend, and that's absolutely fine. That makes a lot of sense. So yes, it means that we'll probably have a small number of people at rehearsal. We're only going to practice for about an hour, whereas it used to be a couple of hours, but it's just to kind of keep those who want to go along, to keep them kind of fresh and to keep the tunes in our head. So that's where we are this week, and that's about it for the moment. I'm wearing the dress that I made a couple of weeks ago. I'm using it as a kind of throw-on dress. If I've got a ceremony later, if I were to have my work dress on, I'd crease it up and get food down it and that sort of thing. So I'm just using it as a casual sort of thing. I had a load of this fabric left over, and I made a template for something for my great niece. My niece would like a car blanket that fits into the car seat. The straps all can come through, so I needed to know where the holes should go, with a hood, and then the fronts would fold over and can button up. So I made a template out of the leftovers of this fabric. I will go through all this at the month-end podcast, or Saturday as we call it, and we tried that in the car seat as I was seeing them at the weekend, so I could make any tweaks before I started making the whole thing. But we are started on that, so hope springs that it will be a successful, warm and long-lasting item. Obviously children grow and they grow out of things, but we're trying to build as much longevity into it as we can. For all the time the baby needs that particular car seat. That's the hope. More to follow. Cheers. Sorry about the weird sunlight on my chin. One of the things I love about my job is it takes me to places that I've never been to before. And I am just about to walk to the house that I'm visiting, and I am parked outside a very interesting rock formation, so I shall take some footage. There's some grass cutting going on up the road, so apologies for the noise. So that was a nice adventure. I'd heard of those rocks. The one that is kind of a standalone is called Toad Rock, because from the side it looks like a toad sort of on its haunches. But I had no idea where they were in relation to their nearest town. So that was a little adventure, which we like. This weekend is podcast weekend, and it will be the draw for the September prizes. So looking forward to doing that. Finished object thread, chatter thread, email me if you can't use Ravelry. All the usual stuff applies. Other excitement this week. The college term has restarted, so himself is back doing cookery courses. This Saturday and next Saturday he's on a 2-weekend course. A day each weekend, I'm not being very coherent. A Taste of Italy. Looking forward to that. And tonight, patisserie. He's on a 5-week course. Now he's going to miss next week because he's away next week. But an evening course once a week for the next 5 weeks. Patisserie. Now we're talking. Now we know what he's going to be making. A lot of it, as you'd expect with patisserie, has almond in it, and neither of us are big fans of almond flavours. So there will be some variation going on. But yes, looking forward to that very much. Yes, I hope he enjoys that. He's been out getting the ingredients he needs. Suddenly new flan cases have arrived in the house for his baking, so that's fine. So yes, that will be interesting to see. And I hope he enjoys it. I mean, you know, all comments aside about, oh, yum. I hope he enjoys the course and learns stuff and has fun doing it. No, that's all good. This weekend, apart from the podcast, nothing in particular planned. So just kind of hopefully enjoying the sunshine. It has been nice. It's quite chilly, but it has been nice and sunny. So hopefully that will continue. And yeah, just kind of pottering around. After all the excitement of last weekend, a quieter one this week. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have a good week. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your observations and thoughts. And do take care of yourselves. Just an update on the drumming. There were about 20 of us in the room, and my goodness, it was hot up there. This is a room above a pub, and it's a good sized room, and it's free. It's free to hire. So, you know, there you have its main attraction. It is somewhat scruffy. Last year, when we were told that the room was being cleaned, we all laughed heartily because we thought, well, that's probably the first time in about 20 years. Because it's a bit grubby, but it's free. Let me re-emphasise that. But yeah, it was really warm. And considering there are holes in the windows, and in the winter it gets really drafty, you think, well, how can it be so hot in the summer? It has a lot of glass and it's on the seafront, so it does get a lot of sun coming in during the day, and that heat just kind of stayed there. So although we were only playing for a short amount of time, we were wilting a bit by the end of it. It's like, oh, you could see everyone sort of doing this with their clothes because it was so warm. So, but it was nice to be back in the room and playing, and because there were only about 20 of us, it felt relatively safe. What it will be like if more people come along, who knows? But we're not doing anything kind of radical. We're not trying out new pieces or anything like that. It's just to keep people part of it if they want to be, which is about the best that we can do at the moment. So yeah, it was good fun. I think that's it for this week. So yes, podcast on Saturday. Not much in the way of finished objects this month, mainly because I've been starting new things rather than finishing anything off. It's the way of crafters, it's what we do. But I hope that whatever you're doing, you're enjoying it, you're able to do the things you want, feeling safe and comfortable, and that you are taking very good care of yourselves. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good week. Bye-bye.